Welcome back to Living Lotus Online's Yoga for Life series. This practice is all about yoga for a tight arse, or more descriptively, yoga to release the tight muscles of your gluteal area. You're going to want a foam roller for this one, so go ahead and grab it and we'll get started. So to get started, we're going to work with the foam roller, a little SMR or self-myofascial release. So let's bring our butt up onto the roller. And then what I want you to do is find figure 4 here. So let's start with the left side. Stack your left leg. Then roll slightly onto the outside of that left butt cheek. Your hand's coming out behind you. Your right knee is bent, right foot down. That's going to give us a little bit of grounding to work with here, a little bit of a foundation. And then we're just going to roll it out. So if you have a particularly tight ass, you're really going to feel it with this one. You're going to want to move up and down the foam roller. And you're trying to find that spot between the pelvis and the hip bone. So you'll get in there with the foam roller. It's probably going to feel a little bit tight. And then, find that sweet spot and kind of roll it out back and forth. Just little movements. Nothing too big or impressive. It's little is sometimes better, right? Less is more. So let's take 3 more breaths here. Hit that sweet spot on the exhale. See if that helps to relieve any extra tension. And then we'll reset the foot down, left foot down, take it over to the right side, stack your right leg, reset up here, whatever you gotta do, find that sweet spot, roll a little bit more to the outside of the right butt cheek, and then again back and forth, finding your sweet spot, finding where you're holding a lot of tension in your bum, and encouraging it to release. You can feel free to come back to this foam rolling exercise on its own as well, or maybe do it a little bit longer if you would like to. Go ahead and pause the video and then continue on with me. And again, I want you to find that sweet spot for 3 exhales. One more. And come back into center. Bring both feet down, press away. Take that foam roller off to the side. Everyone's probably feeling quite a lot more energized now and released. But go ahead and lengthen out your right leg and stack your left one on top. So the left ankle's just coming above the knee here. So it's like a figure 4 variation, if you will. You can bring your hand here to the outside of the left hip and just apply a very little bit of pressure, but I want you to really focus on what's happening in the knee here. If this doesn't work for you, bring the foot down to the inside, onto the ground. Take a couple more breaths, encouraging a little bit more release. And then you can fold forward here. So this next set of 3 little sequence that we're gonna do is really great to relieve tension in the hamstrings and the back of the legs, in the low back, as well as your bum. Because those 3 areas, when one holds tension, they generally all do. So let's give them all a little bit of love. Take another breath. Soften. And come up. Now take left foot and place it outside of the right leg, so you can come into a twist. Right hand can just come to rest here on the left knee as you sweep your left arm behind you, sit tall and twist. And you can even add a little bit more by pulling that left leg in towards you. You're going to feel this one more on the outside of the butt cheek. One more breath. And gently come back into center. We're still keeping this left knee bent. We're going to bend the right knee and place the right foot onto the mat here. You can feel free to find the best placement for your right foot. It might look slightly different, that's okay. Bring your hands out behind you so you can get a little lean on. And then all you're gonna do is keep encouraging the left side to open and lift the right toes. And when you do that, you should start to feel this target of the stretch now more into the center, the middle of your butt cheek. If you're not, try bringing that right foot a little bit closer. As you lift the toes, that's going to intensify the stretch a little bit. You can feel free to tap it like this, little foot tap, or you can even hold and take a couple of deep breaths into the stretch. And know it's quite intense the closer you bring that grounded foot. We'll go again, just working with it. You're doing you, you're either tapping or holding. A few moments longer. And then we're gonna bring the right toes down and we're gonna switch the sequence to the other side. So your left leg, which is really gonna enjoy this, press it out and then bring it down to the ground as you sit up nice and tall. Take the sequence to the other side, so we bring the right foot and ankle, and remember we're stacking it on top of the left leg. So each side of the body is going to respond differently to this particular stretch. So again, feel it out, see what works for you. Encouraging the right side to open, being mindful of the knee. And keeping this left leg strong. Take a couple of breaths. See how the body feels. And if it is okay, for a little fold into this stretch. Really encouraging lengthening through the left leg, releasing the hamstrings in this area, releasing the low back, releasing your right butt cheek. Come up. Now your right foot comes to the ground outside of the left leg. Left hand to right knee as our right arm sweeps. We sit tall and drop it behind us. If you want to intensify, hug in the right leg towards you. Keep breathing, slow, steady. And bring it back into center. So we keep the right knee there. We're going to bend the left knee, left foot down to the ground, and then hands behind you so you can get your little lean on. And again, from here we can lift and we can lower. Feel it out to the side. Maybe I want to bring that left foot a little bit closer. Bring it up. You can hold it, you can tap it. Just whatever you need. Keep encouraging that soft, relax, release on your right side. Another breath. And release. Now take your right leg, press it out. It's going to feel really good. And bring it down to the ground. From here, let's bring it over to all fours and make your way into your down dog. So let's lift those hips up and let's walk it out a little bit. Little walk, little walk. And from here, heels dropping down, knees softening, pressing evenly through palms and lengthening your spine. Breathe in. And on your exhale, walk your hands back to meet your feet. So coming to the back of your mat for a forward fold. Bend your knees a little bit more, relax your neck. Ground down through feet, and on the exhale, press, unwind, come all the way up. Lengthen, palms down to heart center. Check in with your feet. You can have them about hip distance apart, slightly wider, or right beside each other, whatever's in your practice as you come into chair pose. So bend your knees, send your butt out behind you, and keep the weight in the heels so you can lift the toes, light on the toes. Tuck that tailbone just a little and hold here into your chest. This is not just strengthening for the glutes, it's also a nice stretch for the gluteal area for that particularly tight ass. And then you're just going to take a twist over to one side. I don't mind which side you go, you decide. You can hold here in your twist, or you can fold and maybe we hook elbow to outside of knee. If we're doing that, ensure that the knees aren't spreading apart here, that we're going to draw both knees towards each other, hips back in space. Take another breath, and then unwind and lengthen. And come back down on your exhale. Hold for a breath, light on your toes, and twist it over to the other side. And again, if you want to, fold down, hook elbow. It's really up to you. Whatever your preference is, whatever works. Breathe in and breathe out, come to center. Lengthen Release your arms. Let's take figure 4 chair. So press down through the right foot, get light on the left. You're gonna bend the right knee as you stack the left ankle just above the right knee. So just like we did when we were seated with our toe taps, we're now doing it balancing in chair pose. You can bring the hands to the leg. You can use a wall or a chair for stability. This is a strengthening and stretch for the glutes. Take another breath and release. Shake out that left leg a little bit. Always be mindful of your knees, in this one particularly. Pay close attention. Take the right side and stack, sit it back. No sharpness in the knee at all. We don't want that. So feel it out. Use the breath. We'll take another breath in. And on our exhale, we'll release. Shake out the right side a little bit. Ground both feet. Reach, fold, forward fold. Walk yourself back into your down dog. Keep the legs nice and long as you pedal one foot and then the other. And then we're gonna hold our down dog. Check in with it. So press evenly through palms. Lengthen through spine, heels dropping down towards mat. No tension in the neck. Shake out the neck. And then go ahead, extend the right leg out behind you. You don't want to bring it high. Bend the right knee. And now open the right hip. And again, you don't have to make this movement so big and intense. Just be a very little opening. You'll feel the area that needs targeted. You'll feel it in the hip, in the glute. What's going to work for you? Then you're going to sweep that right knee forward. And you're going to come either into your pigeon. So right foot behind left wrist, right knee behind right wrist, and left leg scooting back behind us. Or you're gonna bend your left knee and come into your figure or your Z-sit instead, if that feels better for your hips. You have variations and options to always make the practice work for you. So sitting up in your pigeon, this is a nice one to really release those tight areas. If you would like to, you can fold into it. You can even bring the trusty foam roller underneath the forearm too. Deep, deep breaths. Just sending that intention of release, of softness into the lower half of the body. Lots of connection to the butt in today's practice. Intentionally trying to release the butt area, the tight muscles of your arse. Take another breath. Gently come away from the ground. From here, bring it back into your down dog. So whatever's best for you to get on back there. I like to scoot my left foot forward a little bit and then press up, lengthen my right leg out behind me. So that usually feels really good after a pigeon. And then bring it back down to the ground. Walk it out, settle in, exhale. And lift your left leg up. Again, bend the knee and open the hip. And remember, we don't have to make this too fancy. It can just be a very little opening here to the side. You do you. And then from here, we draw the left knee forward. Come into your pigeon on this side, or your Z-sit. Settle in. It's nice to kind of hold the stretch before you fold, just to inform the body of where we're going. This is a deep stretch, so give your body a moment to catch up. When you're ready, settle in. Deep breath. Take another inhale. side out, and slowly make your way up. Foam roller off to the side. And instead of stepping back into down dog, swing your right leg forward and then take the left leg and give it a nice lengthen it out a little bit and then bring it down to the ground. So both feet, ground, knees, bend. And we're gonna come down onto our back. So you can just walk it down. You can roll down if you want a little bit more for the abs, why not? Come on back, come on down, come on down. Walk your feet a little bit closer, about hip distance apart, hands down by your sides. Bridge is another lovely one to stretch out the butt. So pressing evenly through the soles of the feet, pressing evenly through the backs of the arms, and no tension here in the neck. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, just press and lift your pelvis up. And then inhale, bring it back down as one unit. So almost like a lever, bring it up, bring it down, one unit. Again, up and down. Now this time I want you to come up, keep pressing evenly through feet, through backs of arms, chins untucked and hold. And in this bridge, try and relax your butt because we're coming up into this. Our intention or our instinct is to just squeeze right and lift. We want to soften this area, so release it. Our ass is already tight enough, so try and hold this position with a soft butt, and that's easier said than done for sure. So keep pressing through the heels a little bit more, through the back of the arms a little bit more, so that the glutes don't have to do as much work in your bridge. Really engaging into the backs of the legs. Another breath in. This is a great one for strengthening the hamstrings when we have that intention to soften the butt and targeting the backs of the legs here. Again, breathe in and bring it down. This time, roll it down one vertebrae at a time until you come onto the mat. Knees come into chest so that you can take a winding pose. And from your winding pose, you're going to cross your left leg over your right, just like you're crossing your legs. And then you're going to encourage the knees back in towards you. You can hold on to the shins. You can even give them a little pull in if you would like to. And then we're going to release, cross the other way. And again, you can pull that in. And release, bring it back into winding pose. From here, take it into a happy baby. So reach for soles of feet or reach for ankles. Roll knees down towards the ground. Rock and roll, back and forth. You can lengthen the leg, one and then the other or both. Big stretch, and then bring the feet down. Roll to your favorite side, come on up. Take an easy seated pose. Hands to knees, lengthen your spine. Then to close, 3 soft belly breaths. In, expand, and sigh them out. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you were able to relieve some tension in class today and that your arse is feeling a lot more relaxed. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for future content. It really helps out our channel. And check out the website at livinglotusonline.com where you will find information about our online studio and drop-in classes.